So as I promised last time, I wanted to show you how you can play the progression, the bass guitar, the bass line for Amesegnalehu Getachew Kassas. So it's on a G major, that's where it starts, so the song starts. So that's a G, okay? So your progression would be a 1, which is a major, and then a 6, a minor, a 4, a major, and a 5, a major. So if you choose to play this position with your middle, so like this, and 6 here versus here, you have 2 places for 6, okay? It depends, it's gonna determine your fingering, okay? If you wanted to go this route, then you'd have to use middle finger for your majors and then index finger for your minor. But if you try to use this 6 instead, like that, then you use middle finger for your majors and then what is that, ring finger for your minor. The whole idea is when you do that, use ring finger here, then you use the rest 2 fingers for this flat 3 and 5. This is 1, flat 3, 5, 1. Even though it's a 6, I'm calling it 1 because when we are talking arpeggio, remember, your starting point becomes a 1, okay? When you are talking about scales, the song, everything is referenced in reference to the G. So if I say this is a 6, it's in reference to a G major scale, okay? Okay, so that's why I call this a 6. But when I'm talking chords, which is arpeggio lines, then you reference, because everything is based off a major scale. When you are making chords, like for example, a minor is 1, flat 3, 5, your starting point, wherever it is, whether it's a 6, a 5, or 4, your starting point becomes a 1. So I hope I'm not confusing you here, but when I do these videos, I wanted to assume very beginners are also watching this, okay? So now, first, know your changes. 1, 6, 4, 5. So you just play it. Once you do that, then play just 1, 3, 5 or 1 flat 3, 5, depending. So major would be 1, 3, 5. Minor would be 1 flat 3, 5. So okay, that's basically the line. So if I was to play along with it, I'm just gonna show you step by step, okay? Come on. So that's kind of the skeleton, okay? Come on, Baba. No, don't make noise. And then, so that's the skeleton, okay? But there is more to it. Another thing you would want to know is, Rock, don't make noise, Baba. When the bass player is playing, there are 2 places that have tensions on them. So, which is a 2 when you are when you are landing on 6 and 5. So he goes like this. Okay, so remember that. So I'm gonna play the whole line right now, okay? So it's gonna go like this. Okay, so you have 1, 3, 5, and then you go. See? You have to go like 1 flat 3, 5, and then come back to 1 to transition to 4. Okay, broke. Another option, if you use index finger for 6. They're basically going major, minor, major, major, go back to major. So you have, the only minor here is the 6, which is the E minor. So if you wanted to know the notes, you have G major, E minor, C major, D major. Okay? Another feature I want to show you, you probably know this on YouTube when you're learning how to play music, bass. There is, I don't know if you could see it, there are 3 dots on the top left here, okay? I don't know if you can see it. You push on that, and then you go, oh boy, it doesn't give you an option on this phone. Sorry, it doesn't do it here. Yeah, I was gonna show you, but it doesn't do it. But there is a playback option. You push playback, and then it gives you choices if you want to play 1/1, which is 100%, or 0.75x, that's a 75%, or 0.50. I think the lowest is 0.25. That's basically the speed. So you can lower the speed as low as you want, but you don't want to go lower than 0.5. It sounds really bad. But it's also good with high. If it's a very low bass, you won't hear it. But like tone like this, you could hear it. And then you could go do slowly. It's like it would allow you to do this. Hello. So I'm gonna play along with it. Sorry, I can't make this thing go too slow. But it's the same progression. You do it over and over. Okay. Tension on 5 and 6. Option 2. Another thing you could do, sorry, this is going 9 minutes. I don't want to make it too boring for you guys. So you can play it in a different G also. So this is G, this is G. Okay, so you can play it here. See, 1, 3, 5, 6, 4, 5. 1, 3, 5. Major, then minor. Major. So this is 1, 6, 5. 4, 5. If you wanted to play, if you play it here, because as the frets go higher and higher in pitch, then they are kind of narrow. So if you don't want to deal with this wide playing here, You could do it here, okay? If you don't want to deal with your pinky doing this, another option is you go like this. For 6, go here. E right there, okay? Which is the 7th fret of the A string. So you start here on the 10 of the A string, and then you come here for E, okay? And then right there is your 4, 5, 1, 6, 4, 5, 1, 6, 4, 5. Okay, so this way you bypass the pinky completely. It's your choice, or you could do it. The other advice I will give you is any professional, I'm not professional bass player, but a lot of professional bass players will tell you this. When you are playing some bass line for the first time, don't hurry up. Just do it at your own pace, okay? When I did this bass line, it doesn't matter if it's a complicated one I'm trying to do or an easy one. I would play it for a few days. I would always start slowly, and then I build up speed. There are some lines I can't do them because they are beyond my limit when it comes to speed, or I'd have to spend more time, etc., practicing them. So just one, very slowly. Sorry, this phone doesn't give me the playback option, but it's a Galaxy S3 Mini. I'm using it to play this back. But use the playback feature in YouTube, and then you could play it slower. So I'll just play it one last time so you can see different places how you can do it. Oh, I forgot that part. I gotta show you that one. So to do that part, pam 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 pam, that slap option. So that one, I think you have to be here to make it. So that pam 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 pam. You do this. You press on the 5th fret of the D string. You could pluck it like this, or you could just do this, whichever, or this, whichever works. But you hit it once, then you do hammer on, okay? Hit, hammer on. Okay? Okay? Da 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 da. Da 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 da. So you only hit the first ones, and then hammer. Okay? But then you have to be in time. You have to do like. Let's see if I could do it together. So go back a little bit. Okay. Here you go. Say do. When he does that, it's basically G, D, E, C, 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 D. Okay? It's chromatic move here. You go G first, and then you chromatic move from here to here. Basically, move in half steps. Okay. Okay. Hopefully you enjoy it. Let me in the comment section if I went too fast or if I need to improve on how I show you this line. So enjoy it.